It is deeply unfair that time is linear, that you can't just borrow moments from other parts of your life when it's casually sloshing about, doing nothing at all. Standing at a bus stop, the circle of doom buffering on your laptop, waiting for your mother at the supermarket. I would gather all those moments, like sticky bath pearls, and cram them into the space before my boyfriend Wallace placed the doctor's letter down on the kitchen dining table. The letter is the thumbtack between the before and after parts of our relationship. In the before, I knew our life together. For the better part of 10 years. I planned new meals or comfort food for the weekend, depending on the weather and my mood. Spent hours in the market checking how firm the fish was. Picked up my spice order. He would work at his private GP practice half of Saturday, select a box set for the evening, and we'd drink a glass of red wine while we ate dinner. Sunday mornings were spent with me, the Sunday Times, a pain au chocolat, and a coffee before meeting his friends for football. But the after is now, as he crosses his arms and pulls his lips inwards, like sandbags holding back whatever emotions are threatening to flood through. "You know how I feel about this, Padma," he says, with the kind of clipped coldness he reserves for his patients. "I've made it quite clear how I feel about having children." In a long-term relationship, you sieve out much of what your partner says, for your own sanity, and because life is short. At the beginning, there is endless patience to watch them compete at sport, pretend to like Scar, and listen to their work problems. As time goes on, you know that hobby number 52 is unlikely to last beyond the next tax quarter, and that the work grumbles are always an iteration of the same thing. Had Wallace made it quite clear about children? Had I accidentally filtered out his views on fatherhood, alongside proclamations about the shrinking size of sandwiches in Pret and the state of the NHS? He jabs a finger accusingly at the piece of paper that has thinly sliced our life in two, the letter that tells us what our chances are of having a baby. A few years ago, while taking the 355 bus from Brixton to Tooting to get my weekly fix of masala dosa, at the imaginatively titled Masala Dosa World, I'd sat with a dreamy smile on my face. I was thinking ahead to the dramatically large, golden and crispy crepe-like roll, tiny stainless steel pots of coconut chutney, and yellow cubes of potato flecked with curry leaves. I let out a small laugh at the thought of Shivdas, the cranky, elderly waiter, who always heaved a long-suffering sigh when anyone asked for more curry. "She's the cutest, isn't she?" I heard a woman's voice saying, winching me back into reality. I looked over to see a 30-something mother smiling at me, her pram wedged in the space in front. The contents of said pram were looking at me and gurgling, chubby cheeks barely contained in a furry hood. I looked at the mother, realization flooding in. She thought my laughter was from delight at seeing her child. Judging from previous encounters, this was the point where I was supposed to make a cooing noise or say how cute she was and punctuate my sentences with an "Aw." But I couldn't do it. Not because the baby wasn't cute. She was Bowden catalogue beautiful, capable of shifting rompers by the dozen. But because it felt false. I didn't get that molten feeling that most women presumably do when encountering a baby in the wild. And I felt affronted, because this exchange was not expected of the rangy, 40-something man next to me, with his neat navy loafers and V-neck grey sweater. I wanted to correct her, tell her that I was actually excited to be going for dosa, but feared that sounded like the kind of thing a maniac would say.